Okay, this will be the video for page 4 for Algebra 2 study guide for or review for cumulative test number 5. Right, in this case, we're on number 23, and what we're looking to do is graph this function. First thing you need to do is convert to vertex form using completing the square. Unfortunately, we didn't leave you a lot of room to do this, but we'll work through it as best we can. Should be all right, though. Our first step, again, was to move that 19 to the other side. So this is going to become y minus 19, and then we're going to leave room for some other thing in here, equals, I call it the mystery number, x squared plus 8x plus something, which is really half of 8 squared. So we take 8, or it's right over here for a second, we have room. It's b over 2 squared. So the b value is 8. 8 over 2 is 4. 4 squared is 16. So that's our magic number. Add 16 to both sides. Now we're left with y minus 3 equals x squared plus 8x plus 16. Now the reason we did completing the square is we can break this into a simple square, which is just x plus 4 squared. And we're getting pretty close to vertex form if we realize we just need to move this 3 back to the other side. But we can't just slide it over as a negative. We actually have to add 3 to both sides. So our final vertex form is going to be y equals x plus 4 squared plus 3, which then gives us our vertex, because you'll remember that we do the opposite of that, gives us our x value, and then we keep that for our y value. So our vertex is going to be at negative 4 comma 3, which we can go ahead and draw over here. Start making our points. Well, I guess we'll do those in green. And let's try purple, I suppose. So we're at 0, 0. So we're going to go x is left 4 because it's negative, and up 3. So we're going to put our point right here. That's our vertex. Now our equation is positive, so we know it's going to point up. Quadratics, unless there's a number in front, they all graph the same, which is over 1, up 1, over 1, up 1, over 2, up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 2, up 4. And then I can graph that. I know it's going up because my equation's positive, and we already had the points in. Right. That's number 23. You should be able to do the same thing with 24. Hit pause if you need to look at that. Go back if you need to. Okay, glad you're back. We're going to do something similar to what we did, but we don't have to do the work. The equation is already in vertex form. So we're being asked to sketch the graph, identify all key points. So we're going to look for that vertex, y-intercept, and both x-intercepts, as well as find the axis of symmetry. So we've got a little bit of work to do, but it's not too bad. We know that we go opposite of this to get the x. So we're going to say our vertex, we already know, is at 4, comma 4. So we'll go ahead and put that in. Over 4, up 4. Now we have a negative in front of this, so we know our parabola is going to point down. The x-intercept is when the y value is 0. So we're looking to see where does this parabola cross the x-axis. In this case, we can follow the parent function of a parabola, go over 1, down 1, over 1, down 1, over 2, down 4, over 2, down 4. And now we have our parabola. Just the mark a little bit. So when we're looking for the x-intercepts, we have one at 0, 2, and one at 0, 6. We know that the axis of symmetry cuts right through the middle of our parabola. So that looks kind of like this. And that's always going to be in, for what we're doing right now, x equals whatever that value is, which is 4. And finally, the y-intercept is when x is equal to 0. So we kind of have to work this through. I'm going to plug that in. Negative, parenthesis, 0 minus 4 squared plus 4. Negative 4 squared is 16. Add those together, y equals negative 12. So our y-intercept is going to be at 0, negative 12. And those are all the key points for this quadratic. You can pause there, or that's the end of page. You don't need to pause. That's the end of page 4. You can move on to the next video if you're looking for help on page 5.